Welcome back to Sports Class with Dr. K. In a previous episode, we talked about some of the crazy sports injuries of all time. So if you're interested in that, check out that video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like that. But today we're going to talk about some of the craziest finishes in NCAA football history. Starting with number 3, Little App State knocks off Michigan in the Big House. There are upsets and then there are upsets. Many consider this game to be the biggest upset in the history of college football and maybe in the history of sports. This was the first game of the 2007 season for both teams. Michigan was ranked number 5 in a number of preseason polls, favored to have a great season. App State was also predicted to have a good year, but in the lower division, FCS, where they repeated twice as national champions. Not only did App State hang in there against this tough opponent, as small schools sometimes do, they actually controlled most of the game and held the lead throughout the game until the closing moments. Michigan managed to come back and take the lead late in the fourth quarter, but App State drove down the field and made a go-ahead field goal to take a 32-31 lead with only 26 seconds left. It looked like Michigan was going to stage the miraculous comeback, driving down the field to set up a field goal attempt with just a few seconds left. But App State blocked that field goal and won in one of the greatest upsets in college football history. Now, as a result of this defeat, Michigan dropped out of the rankings altogether on their way to a somewhat disappointing 9-4 season. App State, on the other hand, went on to three-peat as national champions in the FCS division. Let's watch it.
It'll be Jason Gingell out of the hold of Mesco. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is blocked. Appalachian State has stunned the college football world. One of the greatest upsets in sports history. Blocked by Corey Lynch.
Number 2, Doug Flutie and Boston College upset Miami. The 1984 Boston College-Miami game ended in one of the most astounding plays ever, known simply as the pass. The game between these two had a huge television audience, one of a handful of games played the Friday after Thanksgiving that year. Doug Flutie of Boston College and Bernie Kosar of Miami were two of the top quarterbacks in the country, both in the running for the Heisman Trophy. This wild, high-scoring game went back and forth, with Miami taking what appeared to be the final lead, 45-41, with less than a minute remaining. But Doug Flutie led Boston College to midfield with 6 seconds left and then launched one of the most famous passes in the history of football, the pass. Flutie managed to elude the Miami pass rush and got off his amazing throw, which somehow found its way into the hands of his receiver, Gerard Phelan, in the end zone. Boston College won the game 47-45, and Doug Flutie won the Heisman Trophy the following week. Let's check it out.
Receivers out to the right. Flutie flushed. Throws it down. Caught by Boston College. I don't believe it. Oh. It's a touchdown. The Eagles win it. Unbelievable. I don't believe it. Phelan.
And number 1, the play. The final play of the Cal-Stanford game in 1982 has to be the most famous play in the history of college football. Now, Cal-Stanford may not rank up there with Alabama, Auburn, Ohio State, Michigan as one of the top rivalries in football, but to those two schools, this is the biggest game of the year. The 1982 game played out in wild fashion, a back-and-forth game. In the final minutes, with Stanford trailing 19-17, legendary Stanford quarterback John Elway led his team down the field. including converting on a 4th and 17 play. Stanford kicked a field goal to take the lead 20-19 with 6 seconds left. Importantly though, they were called for an unsportsmanlike penalty after making that field goal, meaning they kicked off from deep in their own territory. The squib kick went to the Cal player and then launched one of the most famous plays in the history of sports. The Cal Bears completed 5 laterals on the play, a couple of which remain questionable whether they were legal or not. Nonetheless, the players continued going forward as the Stanford band, even more infamously, came onto the field during the play, with the announcer shouting, "The band is on the field! The band is on the field!" Capping off the dramatic return, the final Cal ball carrier spiked the ball into one of those band members in the end zone. Cal won the game 25-20. Let's check it out.
He'll probably try to squib it, and he does. Ball comes loose, and the Bears have to get out of bounds. Rodgers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble in midfield. They tried to do a couple of... The ball is still loose as they get it to Rodgers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. Will it count? The Bears have scored, but the bands are out on the field. There were flags all over the place. Wait and see what happens. We don't know who won the game. There are flags on the field. We have to see whether or not the flags are against Stanford or Cal. The Bears may have made some illegal.
So there you have it. 3 of the wildest finishes in the history of college football. There are plenty of other choices out there, so let me know about your favorite plays in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.